The value of gold fluctuates from moment to moment as it trades on public exchanges, where it has a price that is determined by supply and demand. While you don't eat or drink it, people are attracted to gold. It has been used as a currency because it doesn't corrode and the material allows for some absorption of light, creating that yellow glow. The reason people buy or sell gold, creating the demand and supply flow, can be pure speculation to acquire or distribute physical gold and as a hedge for commercial application. For day traders, the purpose of trading gold is to profit from its daily price movements. Great Britain International Holdings brings you an opportunity to start your day with trading in gold. In GBIH, you're not only trading in gold markets, but also getting a chance to learn best trade practices from our team of professional trade experts, having 10 to 25 years of trading experience in the trade industry. We want you to experience the world's fastest emerging and growing commodity trading company, having 10 years plus experience in the market for trading and empowering. Join gbih.co.hk or global.gbih.com.hk today and open your trading account to explore more opportunities in the market. The value of gold fluctuates from moment to moment as it trades on public exchanges, where it has a price that is determined by supply and demand. While you don't eat or drink it, people are attracted to gold. It has been used as a currency because it doesn't corrode and the material allows for some absorption of light, creating that yellow.
A very good evening to all. This side रूबी आहूजा और हम लोग आज डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं गोल्ड के बारे में। मोर हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे फंडामेंटल्स और कुछ डिस्कशन पॉइंट्स और देखेंगे लास्ट वीक का मूव, एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे अगले वीक का मूव। सो डिस्कस करने से पहले एक बार क्लियर कर दिया, आवाज क्लियर है और स्क्रीन प्रॉपर्ली विजिबल है? इफ सो काइंडली प्रेस 1 so that we can start our session from here. सो हम लोग डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं एक्सयू यूएसटी फोरकास्ट गोल्ड प्राइस रिबाउंड एज कोविड-19 फेयर्स टेक होल्ड। तो हम लोग देख सकते हैं एक बार वापस से हम लोग को कोविड-19 के केसेस बढ़ते हुए देखने को मिल रहे हैं और उम्मीद है कि वापस से केसेस रेस करते हुए दिख रहे हैं। तो लॉकडाउन की भी बहुत जगह उम्मीदें हो चुकी हैं और यूरोप वगैरह में तो अभी लॉकडाउन इम्पोज भी हो चुके हैं। और अगर ऐसी सिचुएशंस आती हैं तो गोल्ड के प्राइसेस एक बार वापस से रिबाउंड करते हुए दिखते हैं। सो जैसे कि मार्केट बार बार 17 की रेंज में आती दिख रही है, 1700 की रेंज में। उम्मीद है इस बार वापस से कोविड-19 के केसेस आएंगे, लॉकडाउन अगर इम्पोज होते हैं तो वापस से 1900 के लेवल्स देखने को मिलेंगे। सो आज हमारा जो पॉइंट होगा डिस्कशन के लिए दैट वुड बी गोल्ड कॉकटेल, इन्फ्लेशन, सेफ हेवन एंड टाइटनिंग. Gold could extend the current downwards. Gold economic calendar. gold waiting for buying opportunities, technical analysis and gold price attempt to recover. ये सारी चीजें हम लोग आज डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. सो आ जाते हैं गोल्ड कॉकटेल, इन्फ्लेशन, सेफ हेवन एंड टाइटनिंग. सो इन्फ्लेशनरी प्रेशर globally is more sticky than initially forecasted by many central banks, including the Federal Reserve. This play into hands of bullion, which tends to outperform in an unrelating inflation environment. With the festive period coming into its own, demand is unlikely to debate, leaving some gold for leaving some room for gold upside. तो हम लोग देख रहे हैं जिस तरीके से फेस्टिव सीजन भी आते हुए देखने को मिले, तो उसमें भी एक बार वापस से गोल्ड ने अपना आउट परफॉर्म किया और बुल्स ने वापस से तेजी दिखाई और वापस से मार्केट एक बार तेज होती हुई दिखी. Gold safe haven appeal. So earlier this week, spot gold fell on the back of a stronger dollar and higher US 10-year treasury yields, higher opportunity cost of holding gold. Sourcing from hawkish Fed minutes and strong initial jobless claims job data, the dollar was unrelenting. Initially, other safe haven currencies picked up momentum, that is JPY and CHF, as COVID-19 contagion concerns were being mulled over, but Friday's new variant fears sparked a more systematic effect. Gold's safe haven appeal is typically realized when risks are widespread as opposed to localized, in this case, unique to Europe until now. सेफ हेवन एसेट्स कंपैरिजन देख रहे हैं. Gold could extend the current downward, so the Fed's minute this week revealed their openness to complete the tapering process sooner than begin rate hikes. Should this take place, gold could extend the current downward move, but until tapering slows, the backdrop remains supportive for the yellow metal, high inflation, and low real yields. Interestingly, the CBOE Gold ETF Volatility Index, which is historically positively correlated to spot gold, has been ticking higher this week, while gold has dipped prior to the variant scare. CBOE Gold ETF Volatility Index. Gold flow data. So, gold flow data from the SPDR Gold Shares ETF has slowed this week, exhibiting the downside pressure on gold. The US Thanksgiving holiday has contributed to reduced trading volumes and will likely resume normal activity next week, although today's data could be noteworthy. गोल्ड डेली फंड फ्लोज तो देख सकते हैं डेली फंड फ्लोज हम लोग को 2021 में देखने को मिला कि रिड्यूस होते हुए दिख रहा है पर मंथ बेसिस पे. सो गोल्ड इकोनॉमिक कैलेंडर की बात करते हैं. गोल्ड मूव मार्केट मूवर्स नेक्स्ट वीक come from high impact US economic data, of which PMI and NFP data are significant. Positive PMI and better than expected NFP prints could intensify the current hawkish trend. This being said, worsening virus circumstances could hold more influence over gold prices next week, having more room for gold bulls. गोल्ड इकोनॉमिक कैलेंडर की बात करते हैं तो हम लोग को देखने को मिलने वाला है नवंबर 30, 2021 को सीबी कंज्यूमर कॉन्फिडेंस की डेटा. दिसंबर 1 की बात करें तो दिसंबर 1 में हम लोग को मार्केट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पीएमआई फाइनल और आईएसएम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पीएमआई के डेटा देखने को मिलना. दिसंबर 3 की बात करें तो दिसंबर 3 में हम लोग को नॉन फार्म पेरोल्स और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट के डेटा देखने को मिलना. So for the third consecutive day, gold showed a strong bearish momentum, which pushed it to the 1782 support level, a 3-week low before settling around 1796 as of this writing. The strength of the US dollar negatively affected the price of gold, and the strength of the US currency increased amid expectations that the Federal Reserve will start raising interest rates starting in the middle of 2022. टेक्निकल एनालिसिस की बात करेंगे बट उसके पहले एक बार क्लियर कर ले. अगर सब कुछ क्लियर है तो काइंडली प्रेस 10 so that we can continue our session. सो टेक्निकल एनालिसिस की बात करते हैं. अकॉर्डिंग टू द परफॉर्मेंस ऑन द डेली चार्ट, द बुल्स कंट्रोल ओवर द प्राइस ऑफ गोल्ड will not return without moving above the psychological resistance of 1800, because it may stimulate buying and push gold towards strong resistance levels, the closest of which are 1819, 1827 and 1845. It is enough to push the gold price out of its current descending channel. On the downside, the closest support levels for gold are currently 1785, 1770 and 1755. So it is enough to push the gold price out of its current descending channel. On the downside, the closest support levels for gold are currently 1785, 1770 and 1755. I still prefer buying gold from every bearish level. The price of gold today may be subject to strong fluctuation in response to US economic data, including the growth rate of gross domestic product, order for durable goods, reading the number of weekly jobless claims, reading the personal consumption expenditure price index. The preferred measure of the Federal Reserve to measure US inflation and the content of the minutes of the last meeting of the US Federal Reserve. Gold price attempts to recover analysis. So gold price traders trades with the clear positivity now to test 1797 level and attempts to breach it, which urges caution from the upcoming trading, as the price needs to hold below this level to keep the bearish trend active, which targets 1770 mainly. Gold price traders with clear positivity. So note that breaching 1797 and holding above it will push the price to achieve additional gains and test 1825.15 before any new attempt to decline. The expected trading range for today is between 1780 support and 1815 resistance. The expected trend for 26 नवंबर bearish. तो हम लोग देख रहे हैं इस टाइम जो मार्केट की रेंज है वो 1780 टू 1815 के बीच में है. इसी के बीच में मार्केट मोर ओवर मूव करती हुई देखने को मिलेगी. making the bullish bias suggested in the upcoming sessions unless breaking 1797 and holding below it again, noting that the main weighted target is located at 1825. The expected trading range for the day is between 1780 to 1815. Gold price bounced. So gold price bounced bearishly after the EMA exponentially moving average 50 formed solid resistance against the price's positive attempts to return to the bearish track after settling below 1797. And we expect to head towards 1770 as a next negative target unless we witness a strong beach and hold above 1797. आ जाते हैं कुछ न्यूज सेक्शन पे. So gold news FX street पे देख सकते हैं gold cling to strong gains above 1800 as the US Treasury bond yield plunged. So gold stacked a decisive rebound on Friday and reclaimed $1800. The intense flight to safety is causing US Treasury bond yields to fall sharply and fueling XAU-USD. The intense flight to safety is causing US Treasury bond yield to fall sharply and fueling XAU-USD's rally. Investors await now on vaccines effectiveness against the new COVID variant. The technical confluence detector showed that the gold price stays firmer above critical support around 1790, which is the intersection of the simple moving average 51 day, Fibonacci 61.8% one day, and the previous low on 4 hour. However, the bulls need to conquer the 1800 resistance to retake the controls. The same includes upper Bollinger Band on 1 hour, Fibonacci 23.6%, 1 month, as well as previous week's high on 15-minute and 1 hour. Should buyers manage to conquer 1800 threshold, pivot point 1 week S3 and the previous high on the 4 hour will act as a validation point for the further upside around 1800 too. Following that, smooth run up towards pivot point 1 month R1 and previous month's high surrounding 1816 to 17 can't be ruled out. On the contrary, 1795 challenges the gold sellers on an immediate bias. The level comprises Fibonacci 23.6% one day, SMA 10 1 hour, Bollinger Band 4 hour middle, and SMA 100 one day. Also acting as short-term support is 1792 mark that holds together SMA 50 1 hour, Fibonacci 38.2% one day, and SMA 200 one day. Further, a clear back of 1792 will need validation from the 1790 support before fetching the code towards 1781 support, including pivot point one day support 2. आ जाते हैं फंडामेंटल ओवरव्यूज को डिस्कस करने. सो गोल्ड दैट इज XAU USD pokes intraday high to mark the heaviest daily run up in a week, up 0.55% around 1799, heading into Friday's European session. The yellow metal benefits from the plunge in the US Treasury yields to extend the previous day's recovery moves. Mainly due to the COVID variant woes. So that said, the US Treasury bond coupon drops the most since July, and its 2-year counterpart marking the heaviest fall since March 2020 amid fears over the COVID-19 variant. The fall in the US Treasury yields also weigh on the US dollar index, down 0.09% near 96.68 by the press time. It's worth noting that the woes concerning the COVID strain don't allow equities to benefit from softer yields and receding chatters over the Fed rate hike. With the US traders returning from the Thanksgiving Day holiday, although for a smaller session, the risk of mood may get an additional boost, which in turn could propel the gold prices towards the north of 1800 hurdle. However, Fed policymakers haven't yet stepped back from the rate hike calls. Neither did inflation numbers. As a result, the gold buyers will need a strong push to cross the immediate session resistance. So, 1 week की average forecasting rate देख ले 1796.8 bias is bearish. For 1 month 1812.5 bias bullish. So डिस्कस करते हैं कुछ और चीजें. COVID special report. How will worst coronavirus variant seen to date affect market this week? The market are embarking on a huge month with the latest strain in the coronavirus, Omicron, sending risk into a tailspin, resurfacing as a worry for investors and a potential driver of more big markets move to follow. This variant has been classified by the World Health Organization as a concern and it has slammed market worldwide. The Fed is still buying truckloads of those inflation protected bonds each month, even if the pace of its purchases will slow down now that the tapering process has commenced. Safe haven demand for gold, geopolitical tensions have also intensified. Two theaters deserve close attention. For a few months now, China has been conducting military exercises around Taiwan, which is considered a runaway convenience. Similarly, Russia has been amazing troops next to Ukraine, leading America to warn and invention may be imminent. Neither is likely to escalate into actual war, but the risk alone could be enough to boost safe haven demand for gold. The bull argument is favorable. The last leg of the bull argument is favorable seasonality. Even though seasonal patterns shouldn't really work in efficient markets, they apparently work in gold, which has a history of performing well in January. Bullion has gained in the last 8 out of 10 Januaries, and in recent years, traders seems to be front running this pattern from December. But the big picture is not so bright. Having said all that, it's difficult to envision any rally being sustained for long. Everything hinges on inflation saying is scorching hot, but there is a strong chance that inflationary pressures will cool towards the end of the next year. So Goldilocks environment for gold, the chaos and supply chain will eventually subside. More energy production is coming back. And here or here, comparisons will become much tougher for April onwards, artificially lowering the yearly CPI rate. November, but heading into the middle of next year, all bets are off. Yields can't stay this depressed forever with the central banks raising interest rates. Enjoy the party while it lasts, but don't stick around too long. आ जाते हैं MT4 टर्मिनल पे, तो वापस से एक बार तेजी बनाते हुए 1860 के लेवल्स. एटीन 1860 के लेवल्स मार्केट मूव करती हुई. Moving towards goldnewsreuters.com, which is our favorite site. So gold studies at inflation risk, buy safe heaven material appeal. So gold may top 1900 if inflation moves higher, analyst. Investors keep close tab on Biden's nominee for Fed chair. So gold edged higher on Friday as rising inflation buyer its safe haven appeal. Although a stronger dollar and expectation that central bank would hike interest rate kept bullion on course for its first weekly decline in 3. Spot gold rose 0.2% to $1861.90 per ounce by 12:08 GMT. US gold futures gained 0.2% to $1864.20. The dollar was set to post its fourth week of gain, making gold more expensive for those holding other currencies as traded. Okay, so the market are embarking on a huge month with the latest trend in the coronavirus, Omicron sending risk into a tailspin, resurfacing as a worry for investors and a potential driver for more big market moves to follow. This variant has been classified by the World Health Organization, that is WHO, as a concern, and it's a smashed market. The S&P 500 index made its biggest one-day percentage loss in 9 months on Friday. In what was arguably thinner market condition with US investors away for the long weekend as the part of Thanksgiving. With little known about the new variant, longer term implication for the global market are still unclear, but things do not sound good for forex traders. With little known about the new variant, longer term implication for global market is still unclear, but things do not sound good. For forex, traders have already given an insight into what could lie ahead if the fears of a worst case scenario gain traction and some come to the fruition. Goldnet.com 348 पॉइंट्स की गिरावट के साथ बहुत भारी गिरावट देखने को मिली आज हम लोग को इंडियन मार्केट में 200 नेगेटिव हमारे 40 नेगेटिव ऐसी पॉजिटिव इसके साथ पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव यूएस डॉलर नेगेटिव गोल्ड स्पॉट नेगेटिव होते हुए दिख रहा है के लेवल्स पे सिल्वर पॉजिटिव है प्लैटिनम पॉजिटिव और पेनिडियम आ जाते हैं डिस्कस करने गोल्ड एफएक्सटी तो गोल्ड retreats below 1850 as the US Treasury bond rate pushed higher. Gold edged lower in the earlier mentioned session. Interest rates US level more than 10 days at 1835 pressured by rising US Treasury bond rate. The 10-year rates is up more than 1% on expectations that the Fed could hike its rate sooner than expected. The technical confluence detector showed that gold price recovery remains kept below a powerful resistance at 1848, which is the intersection of the 3.6% 20 and 5.11. The next upside target for gold bulls is seen on 1852, where the Fibonacci 23.6% value, Fibonacci 38.2% 20 and SMA 10 resistance की बात करते हैं तो strong resistance is at 1857 will then challenge the bearish commitments. Next level is the confluence of the Fibonacci 61.8% 1 day, Fibonacci 38.2% 1 week and SMA 5 1 day. 5.1 day R1 at 1861 will be the last resort for coincidence. Alternatively, a sustained break below the 30 low of 1839 will cause a fresh decline towards the 5.1 week IS1 at 1834. The relevant support is seen at 1829, the emergence of the 5.1 day S2 and SM100 fundamental overviews पे आ जाते हैं. So gold is struggling to find its peak of Monday, having hit the lowest level it needs 2 weeks at 1839 pound fighting. The US dollar hold on to the recent gains despite the improving market mood as the treasury is rebound and amid expectations of sustained Fed tapering. Given this scenario, gold remains vulnerable to additional downside momentum. Although bears could catch a bear breather ahead of Wednesday's US data dump and FOMC minutes. 1 week के average forecasting देखते हैं 1885 to bearish bullish for 1 month 1882 and for 1 quarter 1890. Discuss करेंगे gold weekly forecast. Actually, USD could stage a deep correction if 1850 becomes a resistance. So discuss करने से पहले एक बार जानना चाहेंगे सारी चीजें क्लियर है ETF kindly press 30 ताकि बाकी चीजें डिस्कस कर सकें. ओके सो अगर हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं वीकली फोरकास्ट के बारे में. So gold reversed its direction after climbing to multi-weeks high above 1870. Actually, USD could come under renewed bearish pressure if 1850 support fails. Market are expected to turn quiet after high tire data releases from the US on Wednesday. Gold struggled to build on the previous week's inflation-fueled rally and closed in the negative territory on Monday and Tuesday. Although the yellow metal managed to regain its traction on Wednesday, it failed to gather enough bullish momentum to clear the 1870 hurdle and dropped towards the lower limit of its weekly range before settling below 1860 ahead of the weekend. What happened last week? So, rising US Treasury bond yields made it difficult for XUSD to continue to push higher at the start of the week. The benchmark 10-year US Treasury bond yield advanced to fresh multi-week tops near 1.65% and helped the dollar preserve its strength. The US Census Bureau reported that on Tuesday that retail sales increased by 1.7% on a monthly basis in October, compared to the market expectation of 1.4%. This trend reminded investors of strong goods inflation, with XAU USD rising 0.9% amid a 3% decline in the 10-year US Treasury bond yield on Wednesday. The inverse correlation between gold and the yields became a driving factor once again. Confirming that view, the pair started to retreat as the 10-year yields steadied around 1.6% in the second half of the week. The US Department of Labor weekly publication revealed that there were 268,000 initial claims for unemployment benefits in the week ending November 13. The Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia reported that business activity in the third Federal Reserve District expanded at a strong pace in November, with the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index improving to 39 from 23.8 in October. In the meantime, Fed officials delivered mixed comments on the policy outlook that kept bonds held upright. Driven demand for gold. The bull argument is favorable. The last leg of the bull argument is favorable seasonality. Even though seasonal patterns shouldn't really work in efficient markets, they apparently work in gold, which has a string of performing well in January. Bullion has gained in the last 8 out of 10 Januaries, and in recent years, traders seems to be front running this pattern from December. But the big picture is not so bright. Having said all that, it's difficult to envision any rally being sustained for long. Everything hints on inflation staying scorching hot, but there is a strong chance that inflationary pressures will cool towards the end of the next year. So Goldilocks environment for gold, the chance in supply chain will eventually subside. More energy production is coming back. And here also comparisons will become much tougher for April onwards, artificially lowering the yearly CPI rate. And if inflation doesn't cool by itself, central banks will raise rates enough to bring it down. In other words, this is the Goldilocks environment for gold. It could persist for a while longer, but heading into the middle of next year, all bets are off. Year-ends can't stay this depressed forever with the central banks raising interest rates. Enjoy the party while it lasts, but don't stick around too long. आ जाते हैं MT4 टर्मिनल पे, तो वापस से एक बार तेजी बनाते हुए अगेन 60 के लेवल्स. एटीन 59 1860 के लेवल्स मार्केट मूव करती हुई. Moving towards goldnewsreuters.com, which is our favorite site. So gold studies at inflation risk buy safe haven material appeal. So gold may top 1900 if inflation moves higher and arrest. Investors keep close tab on Biden's nominee for Fed chair. So gold edged higher on Friday as rising inflation buoyed its safe haven appeal. Although a stronger dollar and expectation that central bank would hike interest rate kept bullion on course for its first weekly decline in 3. Spot gold rose 0.2% to $1861.90 per ounce by 12:08 GMT. US gold futures gained 0.2% to $1864.20. The dollar was set to post its fourth week of gain, making gold more expensive for those holding other currencies as traders wager on interest rates raising faster. Higher interest rate translate into an increased opportunity cost of holding the non-interest bearing metal. US Federal Reserve policymakers are penciling in the possibility of earlier interest rate hikes than they thought would be needed just a few months ago. The Fed announcing a rate hike at some point next year is gold negative, but there is still a lot of uncertainty, a lot of inflation concern to help gold stay supported in this environment. The potential for inflation to keep moving even higher could propel gold to move above 1900 an ounce. Investors are keeping a close tab on US President Joe Biden nominee as the next chair of the Fed, with analysts expecting a potential appointment of Lai Brennan, considered to be more dovish than Jerome Powell, to trigger further gains in gold. But while elevated inflation has enticed a strong buying interest in gold, Expectation of policy normalization by the US Fed and other major central banks amid a sharp recovery in growth remains the key headline for the metal. Elsewhere, spot silver fell 0.1% to $24.75 per ounce, while platinum slid 0.7% to $1,040.51, and palladium dropped 1.5% to $2,101.33. आ जाते अपने डिस्कशन पॉइंट की ओर और डिस्कस करते बाकी की चीजें. Sorry. So gold builds a bear flag at a big resistance level. So points to be discussed today: gold talking points, the bullish trend in gold from double bottom to 1900, gold and USD, XAU to rise versus US dollar if stock market rout or depends, gold technical forecast, XAU USD drop after correction. So gold talking points, gold precises put in a major breakout at a very key level last week. The potent combo of a dovish FOMC and a really strong inflation print helped to drive real yields lower, which helped to support topside in gold even as the US dollar gained. Gold is holding within a bullish channel that's seen as 50% of the recent bearish trend, cleft back, making for a bear flag. Buyers can look for gold pullback themes to the 1834 level, while sellers may have their open door to take a shot at a pullback or reversal them. It's been a tough year for gold bulls, and that can even span back to the last November 9 to go to a little stronger than the past year. November 9th was a key day as this was when word of vaccines started to make its way through markets about a week after the US presidential election. At the time, the bullish trend in gold appeared good to go, with price action holding support around 23.6%, Fibonacci retracement of the 2018 to 2020 major move. But as positive news around vaccines started to circulate, gold prices were punished to the tune of 5% that day, with price action making an immediate retreat back down to support. The next 4 months were equally discouraging on the long side, as prices continued to trickle all the way down to the 1680 level in early March, which finally started to show some support. This is around a 38.2% Fibonacci retracement, and this price ended up producing a double bottom formation in March or April. From double bottom to 1900, so that double bottom formation produced an outsized reversal setup after a second test at the 1680 level in March. I started to look at the potential for a greater bullish reversal, and that started to show in mid-April and through May. Price ran all the way up to 1900 psychological level, but again were thwarted by seller at resistance. This is also around the time that the Fed started to talk up the prospects of asset purchase taper, which brought along the implication for an eventual lift of spot rates. By early August, price had already tipped over the other test around that 1680 level. The bounce from that price went right back to the 1834 area, of which there were already three failed threats. This price held resistance into the last week's trade until finally bulls were able to punch through. That breakout has continued to run, setting a fresh 5 months high at 1877 level. Lurking just above is the 1900 psychological level, which helped to turn around that bullish advances in June. So gold and USD. At this point, both gold and the US dollar have put in the strong bullish trend over the past week. The driver has been expectations of the Fed to react to inflation, but perhaps even more to the point, the continued drive of inflation is pulling both of these trends. The big question is when the Fed might actually pivot into a more hawkish stance, which to date hasn't yet happened. The December FOMC rate decision may present that situation, but the Fed will likely be cognizant of the overall risk trade and the potential to work against the recovery that all of this stimulus has been driving for. But taking a more recent snapshot of price action in gold and applying a Fibonacci retracement to the pullback move from last August high down to the year low, and we can see where prices are right at the 50% marker of that major move plotted at 1876.02. There is also a bullish channel that when paired up with the prior sell-off market for a bear flag information. If bulls can force a breakout beyond that 50% marker in the near term, it would also invalidate the bear flag, and this would be very bullish for gold prices. For bulls, a breach of 50% marker opens the door for bullish breakouts, while a retest of 1834 keeps the door open for bullish trend entries. For shorts, a hold near resistance may be there short of playing pullback and possible reversal themes. Gold prices remain firm going into the back end of the trading week, with a pause in the US dollar strength and treasury selling, providing cover for more exterior upside. Traders moved back into bonds overnight amid a weak Wall Street session that saw small cap stocks get hammered. The 10-year notes rate fell back under the closely lost 1.60%, while the US dollar DXY index shed 0.11% overnight. The yellow metal has seen considerable strength since last week's US CPI print dispelled further inflationary concerns in the economy. That move higher coincided with a stronger greenback and treasury yields, two things that typically weigh on the non-interest bearing metal. However, bullion also holds appeal among traders as an inflation and volatility hedge, which may explain the recent price action. Given the lack of potential high impact events on the calendar through the remainder of the week, gold may hold its current calculus. Moreover, further losses in the stock market are likely to fuel volatility and push traders into the safe haven treasuries. The market behavior would bode well for the prices and lower the risk of a stronger US dollar, derailing recent gains. गोल्ड टेक्निकल फोरकास्ट की बात करते हैं. So gold prices have gyrated around the 1860 mark over the last handful of sessions following a sharp move higher last week. The recent upside has tracked the 50-day simple moving average higher, putting it on a collision course with the longer term 200 days SMA. An intersection of these two high profile moving averages would complete a golden cross formation, which may see a subsequent rise in price given the bullish nature of the signal. XEO-USD has started a downtrend after a significant sharp rise. As expected, price broke the support level of 1857 and had a drop of 1849. Currently, price is in the correlation phase and has retraced 50% of last downside move. Moreover, there is a resistance zone around 1864.50 to 1866.50 is a barrier for price. If price close a bearish 1 hour candle below the last one and breaks the support level at 1861, we can expect more drop to 1846 to 44. Otherwise, if the resistance zone broken to the upside, price can grow towards the next resistance level around 1869 to 70, which price can react to and drop from that level. आ जाते हैं वापस से MT4 टर्मिनल की ओर. तो MT4 टर्मिनल पर प्राइसेस 1860 के लेवल्स पे. वापस से मूव करते हैं अपने न्यूज गोल्ड प्राइस एक्शन, गोल्ड फंडामेंटल ओवरव्यू. So gold versus gold and US dollar rising in tandem. So gold and the US dollar have been rising in the tandem for a short while after a much higher than expected US CPI print last week put a rocket under treasury yields. This inflationary scare helped the precious metal realign as a potential hedge against rising prices. This alliance with the big dollar changed overnight as the USD moved to make another fresh high for a year. Gold got dusted and went lower. US Treasury yields at the back end. So US Treasury yields at the back end moved up with 10 and 30-year rates rising, while the front of the curve saw 2 and 5 years unable to make a new high. This could suggest that the rise in the yields in the episode is less focused on the short-term inflation, but term risk as the economy recovers further down and the track from the pandemic. This rise in the longer term yields was after comments from after sorry, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis President James Bullard said that Fed speed up the taper process in response to inflation. Strong retail sales numbers in the US also boosted yields and the outlook in general for the economy to benefit USD. Other base metals also moved lower in these last few second sessions, particularly aluminum and copper. This hints towards the weakness in XEU being US dollar strength related, rather an issue with the gold itself. With this in mind, US dollar direction could be the key for the next move in gold. There is quite a lot of US data due out for the rest of the week. However, comments from Fed officials might play a bigger role due to implications for US yields, especially if something unexpected is said. गोल्ड टेक्निकल एनालिसिस की बात करते हैं. सो द ब्रॉड रेंज ऑफ 1676.91 to 1916.53 in place since earlier in the year might provide support and resistance respectively. The recent break above 1834.14 might open up a new narrower trading range for gold. 1834.14 now a pivot point might be support, and 1916.53 the potential resistance. November 4th saw a golden cross occur when the short-term 10-day simple moving average crossed above the long-term 200-day simple moving average. This may signal bullishness momentum. Near-term resistance could be at the recent high of 1877.15. On the downside, there are pivot points at 1834.14 and 1813.94. Then prior lows at 1758.93 and 1721.71 that are possible support levels. Gold has managed to find strong bids at 1850, now heading back towards the recent strong resistance at 1870. If the recovery momentum sustains above the latter, then the June 14th offset of 1878 will get tested once again. The next relevant upside target is then seen at 1900 psychological level. The 14-day relative strength index has stalled its descent and now edges higher while holding above the midline. The leading indicator therefore suggests that a fresh upswing could be in the making. The 100 days moving average has pierced through the 200 days moving average from below, representing a pull across, adding credence to the renewed optimism. However, should gold peers fight back control to the price could breach the 1850 demand area, below which the November 11 lows of 1843 could be back in play. Further south, the previous critical resistance now support at 1834 will be the level to beat for gold bears. So XEU USD pullback pointing to a fresh upswing towards 1900. So gold price eyes further another run towards 1900 as bull refused to give up yet. The US dollar holds higher ground, but it seems to lack follow through. Bull cross confirmation on daily sticks points to a fresh uptrend in the making. Treasury yields helped gold to shine. Gold price enjoyed good two-way price action on Tuesday, although posted losses for this week. Gold price initially rose as high as 1877, a fresh 5-month top, as persistent inflation concerns continue to underpin the metal's appeal as an inflation hedge. Further, a pullback in the treasury yields also helped gold to shine in the first half of the day. The US retail sales release. So the tide, however, turned in favor of bears. The US retail sales released as an upbeat data bolstered the Fed's rate hike expectations. Pushing up the dollar alongside the yields, the 10-year Treasury benchmark yields hit the highest level in the 3-week at 1.64%, while the US dollar index tested the 96 level. The US retail sales rose, so the US retail sales rose for the third straight month in October, arriving at 1.7% month on month versus 1.4% expected. The big mood on the Wall Street indices also exerted additional downward pressures on the gold price. US Treasury failed to hold as the dust settles over the US retail sales led volatility. Gold prices looking to find its feet. The US Treasury failed to hold the higher ground amid the risk of market mood. The renewed weakness in the Treasury yields is keeping the US dollar to fresh 16-month high, keeping gold prices afloat above 1850. US traders' concerns and China where grand default risk surfaced, weighing on the risk sentiment, lending support to the safe haven gold. Looking ahead, the UK and Eurozone inflation data will be closely eyed amid looming fears over rising prices, pressures, and expectations of global monetary policy tightening. The Fed speculation will also lead the sentiment that could have a strong impact on the dollar evaluation, in turn influencing gold price action. तो फंडामेंटल ओवरव्यूज की बात करते हैं. Gold price enjoyed good two-way price action on Tuesday, although posted losses so far this week. Gold price initially rose as high as 1877, a fresh 5-month top, as persistent inflation concerns continue to underpin the metal's appeal as an inflation hedge. Further, a pullback in the treasury yields also helped gold to shine in the first half of the day. The tide, however, turned in favor of bears on the US retail sales release as an upbeat data bolstered the Fed's rate hike expectations, pushing up the US dollar alongside the yields. The 10-year benchmark yields hit the highest levels in the 3-week at 1.64%, while the US dollar index tested the 96 level. तो आ जाते हैं अपने MT4 टर्मिनल पे एक बार, तो देख सकते हैं प्राइसेस वापस उसी रेंज में मूवमेंट दिखाते हुए एक ग्रीन कैंडल फॉर्मेशन के साथ थोड़ी सी सस्टेनेबिलिटी बनाते हुए इस टाइम. बैठ जाते हैं हम लोग गोल्ड न्यूज रोटर्स पे। So precious gold on the back foot as market awaits central bank's inflation response. So dollar dips from 16-month highs as gold could trade in 1850 to 75 range in the near term. Silver demand could rise this year. Silver Institute. Gold prices edged lower on Thursday as investors remain firm over how the fast U.S. Federal Reserve will taper its monetary policy stimulus and raise interest rate after the recent strong inflation data out of United States. Spot gold was down 0.2% at $1863.70 per ounce by 12:26 GMT, while U.S. gold futures eased 0.2% to $1866.10. The US dollar paused for a breath, slipping back from a 16-month peak as traders assessed whether its recent surge was starting to stall. A weaker dollar made gold more attractive for buyers holding other currencies. We have had a decent rise to upside and yields are a bit firmer, so that could be actually pushing gold price down. At the moment, it is very uncertain what the Fed policy is likely to be, given the direction of recent economic data and Federal Reserve Bank President James Bullard comments gold is in a holding pattern before the next Fed meeting. As the news, Federal Reserve Bank President James Bullard on Tuesday said the Fed should track in the more hawkish direction over in the next couple of meetings. Bullion considered a hedge against inflation has gained on the back in surge in consumer prices in the Europe and the US. But that has also boosted bids for early interest rate hikes, which would increase the opportunity cost of holding non-ending gold until the Fed actually signals an accelerated taper. Gold should hold its current 1850 and 75 range with the potential appointment of Larry Brennan as the new Fed chair, considered a super dove likely to push it above 1875. Silver fell 0.2% to $24.99 per ounce. Platinum rose 0.3% to $1060.07 per ounce, while palladium dipped 1% to $2166.07. टर्मिनल पे प्राइस एक बार वापस थोड़ा सा ऑप्शन दिखाते हुए कितना कितनी थी आ जाते हैं डिस्कशन पॉइंट पे। So gold price futures technical analysis. Trade through 1851 confirms closing price reversal top. What is to be discussed today? COMEX gold future contract, daily swing chart technical analysis, daily swing chart technical forecast, gold breakout hits wall XUSD levels, gold price chart XUSD weekly, gold trader sentiment XUSD price chart. IG client sentiment. So COMEX gold future contract, the direction of the December COMEX gold futures contract on Wednesday is likely to be determined by the trader reaction to 1865.30. Gold futures are trading nearly flat early Wednesday after posting a dramatic closing price reversal of the previous session. The chart pattern doesn't change the trend to down, but if confirmed, it could trigger the start of a minimum 2 to 3 day correction. At 4:07 GMT, December COMEX gold futures are trading 1855.40, up $1.30 or 0.07%. Retail sales in the United States accelerated more than expected. Retail sales in the United States accelerated more than expected last month, giving the economy a lift at the start of the fourth quarter and sending the dollar to a 16-month high. The main trend is up according to the daily swing chart. However, momentum may be getting ready to shift to the downside. A trade through 1879.50 will indicate the closing price reversal top and signal the resumption of the uptrend. A trade through 1851 will confirm the potentially bearish closing price reversal top and shift momentum to the downside. On the upside, resistance is a pair of main tops at 1819, 19.10 and 1922. On the downside, potential support is former main top at 1839, a Fibonacci level at 1828.80, and a short-term 50% level at 1890. The major support is a pair of 50% levels at 1800 and 1795. The direction of the December COMEX gold futures contract on Wednesday is likely to be determined by traders' reaction to 1865.30. Bullish scenarios are sustained move over 1865.30 will indicate the presence of buyers. If this creates enough upside momentum, then look for a test of 1879.50. Taking out 1879.50 will indicate the buying is getting stronger. So हमने आज बहुत सारी चीज़ें डिस्कस कर ली हैं हमारी साइड से। आज के लिए इतना ही। अगर आप लोग की साइड से कोई भी क्वेरी हो तो कमेंट सेक्शन में मेंशन कर दें, or else type 100 to end with this session right here.
The value of gold fluctuates.
ओके सो हम लोग आज का सेशन यहीं पे एंड करते हैं। बाकी की चीज़ें मंडे को डिस्कस करेंगे, आई मीन कल के सेशन में, और देखेंगे प्राइजेस का मूव कैसा देखने को मिला। सो तब तक के लिए थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग एंड कंसंट्रेट।